Progress.
Hello, I'm David Parry, a counselling psychologist. In this talk, I want to share with you how I manage my experience of suffering with skin problems. Since my early teens, I've suffered with skin problems, not severe acne, but I would say moderate acne. People who've never or hardly ever suffered with skin problems, I don't think appreciate how painful they are, physically and emotionally. Over the years, I've tried all kinds of products. Some help in the short term, but not long term. It's only since I got to my 50s that I realized some important things about skincare. First, I try not to touch my face with my hands, which I know is standard practice. Our hands carry many germs, and if your skin on your face or anywhere else is sensitive, then these germs can cause infections. And touching a spot is a good way of making it worse. Washing. After washing my face, I dry my face with a paper towel. I never use cotton towels. Get since I've started that. Before going on to the next tips, I want to say I'm not being financially rewarded for recommending these products, and they may not suit you. Shaving. I try to shave in the direction that my hair grows as much as I can. I use a model of Wilkinson salt, which I find suits me. So it's good to find a shaver that actually suits you. After shaving, I use an organic defoliant. Um, I dry my face with a paper towel, as I already said. Then I apply a tiny amount of jojoba oil. Mine's organic. I don't know. I prefer organic. I let this dry for a couple of minutes before drying any excessive oiliness off with a paper towel. Same thing. I try to be economic with my paper towels and not overuse them. Next, I squeeze out a tiny amount of Savlon Advanced Healing or Scar cream. Prevention. It's kind of clear this type of Savlon, and on a clean surface, directly onto your hand, but try not to contaminate it. And then I apply that over where I've shaved and over my face and over the back of my neck, and then I let it dry and just dry off with a paper towel again. And that seems to greatly inhibit spots. It's reasonably, cheap. It's not, you know, and it seems to work very well. At bedtime, I wash my face with water and then apply Savlon antiseptic cream. This is kind of a white cream. Why do I change? Because um, I find that by changing the ingredients, the formulation, as it were, from one Savlon to another, that it could make it more effective. And when I'm sleeping, I think my spots are caused mostly by dust mites. Apparently, these mites don't bite, but they do kind of eat our dead skin, and I suppose defecate while eating our dead skin. And I think this may cause irritation. And see, I've touched my face there, and spots. So I put Savlon on to try and counter it, and they apparently don't like. But the important thing is, I sleep on my back. And if I sleep on the side, I find that I will get spots. And the other thing is, I lay tissues on my pillow and under my bottom actually, because they tend to like that as well. So I tend to put Savlon on that, and it does greatly lessen any chance of spots. Try and keep your hands as clean as possible. As I say, you touch your nose or anything like, wash your hands. It's just as simple as that. It is the most important part, I would say. Um, if a spot does develop, it depends. I might try and pop it with a cotton bud, or if it's worse, if it's really stuck and it's just, I might just try and give it an outlet with a sterilized needle. I try not to do that a lot, but spots can be, deep and very painful at times. Uh, right. So that's my skincare. Really, it's simple as that. That I found is very, very effective. The next thing I want to talk about is cracked lips. Um, when I was about 27 years old, I developed these very bad cracked lips and big chunks of skin hanging off my lips, literally. I went to the GP. He suggested Bonjela, which was useless, didn't work at all, and made it worse. And eventually, after I went back a couple of times, he thought I had an allergy. So I went to the hospital, got it checked, and what did they do? They got this big like plaster about that big, sorry, quite large, and it had little nodules in it, full of stuff. I suppose it could cause an allergic reaction. So, and they got this thing and they stuck it right in the middle of my back. So it was a really hot summer as well. It was very unpleasant, very unpleasant. Anyway, I went back there after about 10 days, 7 days, I think it was, and nothing. So I'm still got these cracked lips. And I had a brainwave. I thought I'd go to a consultant because the NHS hadn't suggested this. So I booked an appointment. I don't know how I found the consultant. This is years ago. In Harley Street, 50 quid it cost me. I remember 50 quid. It's quite expensive in those times. God knows how much it is now. Anyway, I try along to see the skin specialist, and I go in, and he said, "What's the problem, Mr. Parry?" And I say, "I've got these cracked lips, doctor." And he said, "Stop licking your lips." I said, "What?" He said, "Stop licking your lips. Can I help you with anything else?" Oh, that's exactly what he said. So I did tell him about something else, but that's for another video, I think. But yeah, anyway, that was it. Before then, I was carried these lip things that they sell. They still sell. I always had one. I was always plastering my lips with Vaseline or whatever. Stopped. And I was smoking at the time. And when you smoke, your cigarettes get stuck to your lip. It's very painful. Thankfully, I've not stopped all that. Drink alcohol, cigarettes, drugs. That's all gone long ago. No longer been enticed to take those things. Anyway, I hope this helps you and you experience the same thing. Yeah, try that with cracked lips. Yeah, cured mine. There you go. Okay, thanks for watching. I'm David Parry, counselling psychologist. I hope you found this helpful. Take care. Bye bye.